What's going on, guys? How you going? It's Jamie here. Thanks very much for joining me in today's video. Just had a cancellation on my roster. I thought, you know what, I haven't gone live for a little while. Going to throw something out there. It's hopefully going to help you guys out. Hope you're having an amazing weekend. For those of you that do tune in, drop a hashtag live if you end up on the live. Hashtag replay if you end up on the replay. For those of you joining me via YouTube, welcome to the channel. My name's Jamie. I'm a full-time affiliate marketer, digital ad strategist, and I'm a coach for a program. I've got over 600 students at the time of recording. If you're interested in learning more about how you can start building a affiliate business from the foundational standpoint, I'm going to leave a link below after this very video. Drop some comments, guys. Let me know who you're here. Smash that like button as well. All the engagement helps massively. So anyway, what I'm going to go through today is I'm going to teach you guys a very simple way that you can extract some cash flow from your audience. This is something that I've done a couple of times and seems to work pretty well. I enjoyed the process the first time I did it. I've since rolled that into a mid-ticket product, which again, I'm happy to leave a link below if you guys are interested in learning more about that. I say a mid-ticket's actually got a payment plan and a mid-tier price on it as well as an upfront payment, and basically just teaches how to sell stuff online pretty much. So condenses down the 15 or so years I've had in sales experience, and when I launched this I was super happy about it, and I think it's come out pretty well. We've got some great results from the students as well. So anyway, what I'm going to do is share my screen, and I'm going to roll right into it straight after this coffee. It's early here. It's 9:14 on a Monday morning after daylight savings has changed. Alrighty, let's roll this. Okay, so this is a stupid simple money-making masterclass. So the caveat with all this stuff, by the way, and I'm hoping very much that you can see my screen because I unfortunately can't. I don't have dual monitors in my current setup. So I'm going to have to just double check before I launch into this. I think so. I think that was working. Yes, we have access. Cool. Victor, just saw your name pop up there, man. So good to see you. Absolutely crushing it too, by the way. Love what you're up to. All right, so the caveat with all this stuff is that you need some sort of result of any kind. It could be anything. If you don't have sales, then don't stress. It could be something like how you're able to get inbound leads and engagement from your posts. If you do have sales, perhaps it's a little technique that you use. Maybe it is something that you've done that has helped a client out. Maybe it's an ad strategy that you use. Could be anything. And the whole goal of this thing is really just to look to solve one very, very specific problem. You're not looking to unleash the demons and have like a 15 module course. It's really just a short, punchy 90 minutes to 2 hour class where you're hoping to be able to solve a very specific problem for your audience. So I actually, when I first did this, I did it as an experiment, and I thought I want to pull $1,000 out of my audience. And so what I did was I ended up doing this little experiment, which I'll explain. It was a self-pricing model. Ended up with $1,406 revenue. That has since increased quite significantly. Like I say, I've rolled it into a mid-tier evergreen product. It was converting at nearly 20%. Absolutely insane numbers. And that obviously, just for the record, for those of you guys that have been around for a little while, you understand that when you do a launch, you do get that influx of people that are hot to trot. They're wanting to buy straight away. And as the time goes on, you're going to get worse and worse clicks and worse traffic. And then, so it's still sitting at about 6 or 7% now, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it's still converting, which is really cool. I did also get quite a few people onto a little order bump that I had. That was $17. So ended up with 25 new customers. Pretty cool stuff. So here's the stats. Like I say, grown significantly since this point. This is really just in the beginning. Did this sort of July, August last year, I think it was, something like that. But as you can see, it's not bad. Like I say, my goal was to make $1,000. I made a little bit more than that. I was pretty happy, and yeah, like I say, and as you can see there, it was obviously converting pretty damn well. Now, I could have done a whole bunch more stuff with this. I could have added upsells. I could have added downsells. I could have had, more things there and different follow-ups and all the sorts of stuff, but I really didn't. I launched imperfectly, and as a result, it worked. So that's the big takeaway out of all this stuff that you guys do is done is better than perfect. You can always fix it up after you've gone through. So like I say, my goal was really just I want to make $1,000, and I wanted to make it off a one-time masterclass. And the goal, like I say, was really just to help solve one very specific problem for my audience. And I did achieve that. Well, I'd like to think I achieved that. It was pretty damn cool. So yeah, the question, how do you perform such miracles? Well, you have to have an audience. If you find yourself in a situation where you're doing the Facebook organic thing and maybe you're getting like maybe 1 like, 2 comments per post, and it's your mum and maybe your stalker or whatever, then as much as I love you, mum, it's mum doesn't pay the bills anymore. I've got to support myself, and same goes for you guys. You have to have a bit of an audience there. Now, it doesn't necessarily need to be huge. It can be even a small but engaged audience is completely fine. The other thing you can do, and this is something that I didn't do, I just made a very bold assumption, which, like I say, I launched imperfectly. I probably should have done my research. So what you can do is you actually get a free Google Google Forms, throw that in front of your audience, see what they're actually stuck with. And if you have that knowledge, you have that credibility, you have those results that actually answer those questions, those things that they are actually stuck with, then that's going to be your class. And that's how you're going to be able to produce the content in order to sell that class as well. So put up a post about the masterclass if you're using Facebook, or if you're on YouTube, then you can do something similar there as well. You want to sell sort of between 5 and 10 spots. Now, I capped that out because at the time, that's pretty much all I thought my audience would allow for. And I guess in that regard, I had a pricing model that was a little bit different. Like I say, my experiment was I wanted to have a self-pricing masterclass. I didn't want to set the price and go, hey, I think this information is worth $200. It's worth, by the way, tons more than that. It's something that I've used to sell millions of dollars offline, millions of dollars, well, not quite millions of dollars online, but a lot of stuff online as well, has scripts, has all that stuff. And so I backed it. But then at the same time, I was like, well, I want to make it accessible. And so the idea was that the more people that commented on this post, the cheaper it was going to get. What I didn't anticipate is that most people were just commenting for the sake of commenting and engagement, which, bless them. That meant that there was only a small pool of buyers out of that as it transpired. So, of course, you do also need to do the class. You have to fulfill on your things that you promise, right? But hopefully that speaks for itself. So, yeah. Like I say, you need either your profile or a group, or a group. Here you go. Yeah. Good one, Jamie. Nice notes. And so, like I say, you got to find out what they're stuck with. And I feel like I've just been speaking and thinking things without actually reading my own slides. But there you go. Create a survey. Get them to tell you what they're stuck with, what they need help with. And of course, if you do have those answers, it's just going to be a lot easier. So instead of you kind of hypothesizing, thinking, okay, I need to go and fill in the gaps here, here, and here, instead, you actually know what they need by and large, which is kind of cool. And you make the really swanky post. And this is going to be a good coffee segue break. I should get sponsorship from Nescafe or something. All right. So anyway, I write up a post. You can have a look through my group. You're welcome to model something similar if you're interested, depending on what you're looking to promote, of course, or looking to sell. And the whole crux of it is you got to have a big headline that captures people's attention. It needs to be it's what we call a dog whistle. It's speaking to your ideal audience. They're going to take note, like just to. I was going to start playing the flute then, because that's how you have call your dogs out, isn't it? I don't know. What's that thing? The Pied Piper? Yeah, no, that's not dogs. Anyway, you get the point. So you're basically calling out your ideal audience with your headline. You have to somehow, and this is a very hard thing for a lot of people to do. I still struggle with it, but you need to sort of throw out and give your audience a reason to believe that you can help them out. And so the way that you do that is that you need to talk about the cool stuff that you've done. You need to actually convince them and say to them and show your credibility. And if it's not you specifically, then it's the clients that you've helped. And if you don't have clients, then go and help someone else out. Go and jump on a call for 20 minutes or half an hour and get a testimonial in response. Hey, I've got some things that are going to massively help you out with the whole Facebook organic thing. Love to jump on a call. There's no sales pitch. Really, the only thing I'm after at this stage is just a testimonial. Get a couple of those things, and then you can just use the text from those. Bang, put them there. Like I say, it's not always comfortable because you have to. It feels very egotistical, which is a bit of being humble. I think, as one of my former bosses used to say, "Stay humble, never crumble." It's always stuck in my head. But you have to give credibility. You have to be credible for people to go, okay, this person seems legit. I'm listening. And so then you just go through what you're offering, how it's going to impact them, all that sort of stuff. And you want to make a very clear call to action, like, hey, this is going to be these are the details. Cap it out. Have a time limit on it if you want. And like I say, for me, this was just a big experiment. So I was like, oh, well, look, if 4 people want it, it's going to be $250. If 100 people want it, it's going to be $10. So I had hoped that it would be a lot of people actually, but there you go. End up with 25 or 27 or whatever it was. So it worked. So then you got to sell some spots. Now, don't overthink this process. Really, you don't need to do anything too clandestine. There's no tricky sales techniques here. It's really just they've seen the post, they drop a comment, you bridge them over to Messenger, and you just need a cart page. You don't need anything fancy. You can go to Stripe and actually create an invoice via Stripe itself or PayPal or anything. Doesn't really matter. Don't overthink this process. And just send them an invoice. What I normally do is if someone's commented, I will send them a thing saying, hey, I'll send you a message with all the details. I'll bridge that over to Messenger. I'll quite literally just say, hey, thanks so much for your engagement, or were you helping with your engagement, or are you actually interested in what we're up to? And if they say I'm actually interested, I say cool. I'm going to send you some info, have a read through, and if you can just get back to me and let me know your thoughts either way, that'd be great. They say yeah, and I say awesome, and then I send it through, and then some people go yeah, I want to jump on this, and they're like, cool, here's the car page, and that's it. Not overly crazy sales skills right there. So go do the class. You book it in the future, of course. You've got to give yourself some time to prep and see what the numbers are like, and do all that sort of stuff and practice run and make sure the technology is working, all that sort of stuff. Ideally want to create a private Facebook group. You can also create a private chat for this, and just host a class. Just kind of like what I'm doing here, really, but I'm obviously going live. You don't have to do that. You can just host that class. You make it a little bit more interactive, Q&As, all that sort of stuff. Big tip on that one is you're probably going to get questions right throughout the way. What I would encourage you to do is just to save those to the end. Just make sure that you're in the zone, locked and loaded. You're concentrating on the people that you can serve, answer their questions at the end of it. Use Google Slides to create a presentation. It's not super complex, and then just record your screen, basically. Make sure that you are recording so that way you've got an evergreen product. Big advice is to either cut it up so that way you've got not like a 90-minute thing to sit through is fine, but if you were then selling that as an evergreen product, that is quite a long time for people to sit through. And so if you can chop that up, it just helps. Or what I did is I actually went through the rigmarole of re-recording absolutely everything because I wanted it to be crisp and clear. There was a lot of me joking in the original version that I did. I wanted to come across like I have a modicum of seriousness in me. I don't, but I wanted it to appear like that. And so I re-recorded it. Present a Q&A at the end of it as well. And you ask for testimonials. Hey, if you got anything out of today's session, I would love it if you dropped a testimonial in the community, or if you drop a couple of lines just saying what you got out of it, things like that. And that way you're actually got social proof. So this way, then you can start turning it into an evergreen product straight off the back of that. And creating an evergreen model, and this is when you start adding those layers to it. So cool, okay, now I'm going to put a sales page in place. Might do a little video sales letter thing, all that sort of stuff. And then you can have, as I did, I put a, affiliate offer on the back of that as well. So I'm giving my affiliates the ability to promote that as well. So, which helps. Now I make money from that. They make money. Everyone wins, right? Pretty cool stuff. So you can do these on anything, by the way. You don't have to do it just on like just on the sales related stuff or the Facebook organic stuff. Like it can be on absolutely anything that you like, that you have an audience that is interested in that stuff, right? So, what's up, Flip? Quinn, how you doing? Good to see you guys here. I think I saw Andrew as well. Thank you for joining me. If you're still with me, hope you have an awesome weekend. Any questions on that? What's cracking? Yeah, man. Easter Monday here, but it's a work day for me. I've got calls booked, many calls. Got a couple. One bailed this morning, and yeah, just thought I'd throw some value out there for you guys. Hopefully you're got some goods out of it. Congratulations on your recent success, Flip, kicking butt. Flip's one of our students for the Super Affiliate Accelerator, absolutely demolishing it. Over 10 grand of revenue collected to start April, which is not too bad, man. Not too bad at all. Pretty good start. Stoked for you, man. Very proud of you as well. Just taking action, kept consistent. I love it. Awesome sauce. All right, no questions. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. If you're interested in learning about this particular product, I'm going to leave a link below on the various channels I'm going live in. And yeah, if anyone's interested in my April coaching offer, we are pretty much at capacity at the moment. Still happy to chat if that's of interest to anyone. We're going to be doing some fun stuff in there, these types of things, monetizing our audience. So anyway, appreciate you all. Have a wonderful Easter for those of you that are celebrated. And if not, just have a great weekend anyway. And see you in the next one. Thanks very much.